Welcome to Kletus Ray's Get Fucked. Just kidding. I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed. Kletus Ray's Roadside Service here. I'm your host, Kletus Ray. Fucking learning how to navigate Iowa. Fucking Iowa. I'll tell you what. I don't know what the hell is going on out here. But when I say several, I mean at least four times. I've been driving. I'm looking at my map, my GPS. I'm looking at the road. I'm looking at the signs. I'm trying to get where I want to fucking go. And I'm following the signs. And then as soon as I get on the exit, that's not the fucking way to go. I don't know what the hell is going on with this fucking shithole state of Iowa. This fucking place blows, dude. Right there. There's a big sign that says 2 lanes, exit only. I get over. There's no reason for me to get over. Well, only one of those lanes was an exit only. What the fuck is going on in this state? People of Iowa, shut the fuck up. You fucking idiots. Maybe it's not the people of Iowa. Maybe it's just the fucking idiots that make these roads. They suck, dude. They absolutely suck at making roads over here. Maybe the roads are actually okay. It's the signs. Sorry, I had to spit. I had shit flying out on the windshield. Okay? This place sucks. Okay? Most of the highways are just a straight fucking you know where you're going type of thing. But I don't know, man. It's like Iowa was never meant to have these big cities or whatever the fuck they got over here. Because they're like, we don't know what to do with these highways. Let's just fucking make a shitload of bridges. Crisscross, left exit, right exit. You gotta be, you're just lucky if you get where you're going. Fuck this place, okay? Really upset. And then I almost got 2 crashes out here. Well, one of them was more of a fender bender. Well, they both would have been fender benders. But driving on the highway and this fucking idiot is passing me at like a quarter of a mile an hour. He's barely fucking passing me and he's hauling a trailer. And I mean, I look in my mirrors and stuff, but I hadn't really noticed anything out of the ordinary. And he rolls up, and I see that whenever I see his front tire go up ahead of me, I see he is on the fucking line. Like, he is right on the line. There's a big Dodge. Not a big Dodge. Fuck you, Dodge, guys. There's a little Dodge. A little pussy Dodge. Fucking driving. And his driver's side, or his passenger side steer tire was on the dotted line. And then, as he kept going, I see a fucking trailer. He's hauling a trailer. He is just, I don't know what I did to piss this guy off or if he's just a big fucking idiot. His trailer was just as wide as his truck, but his trailer axles stuck out, because the wheel, the fender and everything. That shit was so whenever I noticed that, I looked in my mirror and I swerved over because we almost touch tires, okay? And I don't know what would have happened. It would not have been a good thing. But I'm like, what the fuck? And he just kept on driving like that the whole. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're a big fucking dummy. And then I almost got in a wreck just a little bit ago. So I'm driving on I don't know these fucking bullshit streets, just trying to make my way to the highway. I had to offload. I went to Dubuque. Who the fuck names the city that? Went to that fucking the BLGBTQ fucking place. Just kidding. It seemed like an alright place. It was actually pretty good. I'll tell you about it in a second. But I don't like the name though. I don't like that name. It's weird to say. What are you, French? Are you a fucking Frenchie? Anyways, I got loaded out there. Everything went great with that. And then I had to come out here to Des Moines, West Des Moines, because they're like, we ran out of names. Let's just fucking split this big area up into north, west, east, and south, and central. I don't even know if they do that, but I know there's a place called West Des Moines. It's like, just create your own name. Fucking quit cheating off your fucking neighbor. What are you doing? Um. Anyways, I was just driving on the city streets, and then I thought I was going to be turning left, and then I looked at the GPS. I needed to turn right, and I had 2 stoplights to get through before I got there. So I was like, all right, this will be fine. And it's like rush hour right now. It's like pretty bad. It was. Now I'm outside of the city, so it's okay. But there in the city, like everybody's like, the people of Iowa, they are nice people, but they're like zombies, okay? They're just like, thank you, please and thank you. And they're just driving around. They're like, that's why they're so nice. They all keep bumping into each other, and they're just like, thank you, bump, wait, fucking please. I don't know. They're just a bunch of fucking polite zombies just banging into each other up there. Anyways, I'm like, all right, I need to get into the right lane. My fucking on ramp is coming up. So I'm driving like slow as fuck, which doing that makes all the people that are behind you, they're like, this guy's going slow as fuck. Let's go around him. So I put my blinker on and I started slowing down. I had one car that was right next to me that I just needed them to get the fuck on the way so I could get behind them and get into the lane I needed, because that seemed like the more popular lane for everybody to be in anyways. And as soon as they got up past me, I started getting over, and I look in my mirror to make sure nobody else is trying to sneak in there. Then they're fucking hitting the brakes. They're taking that turn into the fucking Casey's. And I slammed on the brakes. This is a 10-speed. I about lost it, about fucking killed the truck. We were barely crawling, and I had to slam on the brakes, and I didn't have time to throw my knee up fucking 3 feet to get my foot on the clutch of this fucking piece of shit. So it's an okay truck. It's a Peterbilt. Anyways, luckily I didn't hit them and nobody rear-ended me, because they were all like waiting for me to get the fuck out of the way. And then of course my big ass is blocking the whole situation, so they don't know what the fuck is going on. They're just pissed off. In a polite way, they're pissed off. So I almost fucking crashed. I almost hit that fucking car. But it's like, I couldn't tell if they had their blinker on or not. You know, I was just waiting for them to get the fuck on. And they decided they needed to pull into Casey's at the last second. It's like, what? And I'd been watching them in my mirror, waiting for them to get up there. They had no blinker on. I don't think they used the blinker at all. Maybe they were a gang member. I don't know. They were fucking the most polite gang member, if it was. I don't know. Probably would have I'd still be sitting there having a conversation, probably been invited over for dinner. So, yeah, the issue started with, well, the only issue I had this entire trip, this entire job, was there at the offload place. They have like, there's these little pits, little hose things that go down into the ground, and I'm supposed to connect my hose to that and just gravity feed off. I had like 300 gallons of diesel, nothing, not a lot, nothing crazy, and I just had to gravity feed it off into this little pipe, and then that pipe takes it to a lower tank underneath the ground, and then they have a little pump that keeps that tank pumped down. And the little pump wasn't working. He threw the breaker about 4 times, and he's like, well, I don't know why he keeps throwing the breaker. I'm like, hey, settle down. We are messing with a lot of electricity around, because they have ethanol and gasoline and all kinds of, I'm like, quit fucking tripping the breaker. So and then we feel the engine, the little electric motor, and it's fucking, you can't even touch it. It's so fucking hot. It wasn't spinning at all. The little pump that the electric motor is hooked to was wedged with something inside of it. We grabbed a pipe wrench, took all the shielding off, and broke it loose. And we got the pump to spin freely again. And then we turned it on. I was like, yeah, the little rag joint that's in between the electric motor and the pump was screaming. It was like, ah! Every time you turned it on, it was like, ah, about to pop. Luckily, it didn't. But then there was a gauge. There's like a little digital gauge next to this thing that I don't know. Both me and this other dude there, I'm like, I don't work here. I don't know anything about this place. You're supposed to know this all this shit. But there's a little gauge, and it says, it's got little stickers on it that says on at 80, off at 40. So it's like a level, some sort of a level gauge. But we don't know if that's like, if it's counting gallons or if it's counting inches, like inches in the tank, which that would be more accurate if it's counting inches in the tank, you would think, kind of, right? Or something like that. But anyways, we were just trying to be extra cautious after that. After we got the pump working, we were trying to be extra cautious. We didn't want to overfill the tank. We didn't want to overwork the pump. We didn't want to, overfilling the tank. It would have came out the vent, and it would have been a big mess everywhere. The guy started bleeding. We're fucking doing all kinds of... Anyways, we fucked with that for about an hour. I really needed to pull in there and just take a piss and offload in like 5 minutes and then get the fuck out of there. End up spending about an hour and a half. But we got it done, and then, I almost fucking crashed. That would have been cool. Would have been super cool to fucking crash finally on my way home after all this. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But other than that, my time in Des Moines has been okay. It's been okay. Traffic has been cooperative, other than here recently, and my hotel, it worked out. I got a really good parking spot. I got there about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever, last night, and I got a really good parking spot. I actually parked in a spot, which this truck, it's pretty long, but it's got a lot of overhang in the rear, so I was able to back into a parking spot, and then my front tires of my truck are only sticking out about 4 feet. So it's like I just have like an oversized pickup or whatever. And then I was like, I wanted to look up restaurants around me that might go with my diet that I'm working on. And I may have fucked up and eaten some pizza a couple of times, but for the dinner last night, I said, I'm not fucking up. I'm going to go to a good place. There's a Who Hot, which I think I've talked shit on Who Hot in the past, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to still talk shit. I think I still have some shit to talk about them. But nobody told me. I feel like it's got to be, if you are an all-you-can-eat buffet, it's your responsibility to let the patrons know that it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Because I've been there Who Hot 2 times in the past, and nobody told me this. I went there once, I was like, these bowls are fucking tiny. I'm loading the fucking thing down, like, as far as I can, and then I eat it, and I'm like, this is not enough. And then I ordered another bowl. I was like, can I get, like, another bowl? And she's like, oh, yeah, you can order a to-go bowl. I was like, okay, I'll order a to-go bowl. And the to-go bowl was much larger than this stay here bowl, and I thought that was awkward, but whatever. And I ate it sad in my room. The second time I went, I just ordered it and left. Ordered it, made it, or didn't order it. You pick up your own raw ingredients and then take it to the guy at the grill. And I don't know, I just ate it, and I just made it a lot bigger of a bowl and ate it, and then I left. And I think I was with other people. No, I definitely wasn't with other people. They would have said something. I don't know what the situation was, but I know I ate at Who Hot twice, without knowing it was an all-you-can-eat buffet. So I went to this one because I complained about it to people at work, and they're like, you can go back. You can go back up there and fill up another bowl as many times as you want. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? You're joking. They're like, no, we're not joking. You can do it. So, anyways, I found a hoo-ha. It was 8 miles away from my hotel. So I removed my truck from the perfect parking spot, being, I think what some would say naive. I don't know what that means, but I feel like that's where this word could fit in my rant here. Naive that I would get the parking spot back. And I went to hoo-ha. It's in a strip mall, so there's a big parking lot, and I could park easily and go in there and eat. And I walked in, I said, I am so glad somebody told me that this is an all-you-can-eat buffet. And they're like, oh, some of them are, some of them aren't. I was like, if you fuck with me, Mr. Hostess man, I'm going to fucking beat the shit out of you. Don't fuck with me. He's like, no, we are an all-you-can-eat buffet. I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, you can go up like twice or 3 times, maybe 3 times. You know, what are we going to say? I'm like, hold on, are you an all-you-can-eat or not? What are you trying to do to me? You're like, you are an all-you-can-eat or you're not? Because I'm going to go up as many times as I'd like to. And yeah, you're not going to stop me. I will bite. I have bit people before. And I will bite people again. Okay? You don't want to get bit by me. You'll get addicted to skull long cut straight if I bite you. So anyways, made my first bowl. It was delicious. A lot better. One of the best bowls I've ever made. Also, very fucking spicy. Way too fucking spicy. They have like some barbecue sauce thing, but it's like super liquidy. So I don't know. I was like, it'll be fine. And I did a little lick test to it. Pull the ladle up to your mouth and stick your tongue inside the ladle. They don't have any cups, so you have to pour it in your bowl. I didn't do that, but I'm just saying. How else am I had to pour it on top of my mushrooms and then dab my finger on my mushroom and lick it to figure out what flavor this is really. And those ladles, the little window, the little sneeze shield comes down too low that you can't even get the ladle out full. You have to tilt your hand to get the ladle out. And in the meantime, you're getting sauce from the inner side. You're dipping the barbecue sauce in the Kung Pao. You're dumping it in there, trying to get the fucking ladle out. It's like, can you guys put a little bit more of a bend on these ladles? Maybe a shorter ladle. Maybe a more of a bent ladle. Maybe a higher sneeze shield. Maybe give me a fucking cup. God damn it, you fucking fuckheads. Like, I don't want my sauce. I go to BD's Mongolian barbecue. They have little cups. You fill up your cup. They cook your food, and then at the very end, they dump the sauce on there, so it doesn't all cook off of it. And they have yum yum sauce, and they do not have yum yum sauce at this place. But anyways, it made it really fucking spicy, so I went back up there, and I was like, I put 2 different sauces on it. I need to figure out which one's the spicier one. And I looked, and it said one of mine was on the kids menu, and the other one was on the mild menu. And I'm like, I don't know which one it was. I did put jalapenos on the first bowl, so I left the jalapenos off, and I just filled it up. I just did my sauces again. I was like, maybe it wasn't the sauces. Maybe it was the jalapenos that were fucking burning the fuck out of my mouth. No, the second bowl was way fucking hotter. I don't understand what the fuck I was doing. But I ate it, and it was delicious, but I couldn't even say thank you, or I need a refill or anything. I was just like, fucking spicy. Jesus, you got some milk somewhere? Let me suck on somebody's titties that's breastfeeding. I need some milk. I'm dying over here. So fucking hot. But I enjoyed it a lot, and I went back to my hotel and just watched political commentary laying on my stomach for a long time, and then went to bed. Uh, yeah, not a good look, but whatever. That's truly what happened. Woke up in the morning. I didn't need to be at my site until 9 a.m. So I rolled out of bed around 8. I was like, this is nice, but I did sleep on my neck, kind of weird, which is weird. I don't know how I did it, but I don't know. I couldn't look left. It was like I can't even look left. I got to turn my whole body to see over there. My eyeballs don't even turn that far. So uh, went down, ate some breakfast. I just put gravy is not a part of my diet, but it was this morning. I put a bunch of eggs and bacon on my plate, and then I covered it in that sausage gravy. It was fucking amazing. And then I went to the terminal, but before I got to the terminal, I am so glad there was a Casey's there because I had to pull into the Casey's. I thought about getting some coffee, but I had the bubble guts. I'm not gonna lie, my gut was a bubbling. I was like, oh fuck, the hoo-ha's coming out, shit. And I went to the bathroom. It's like a newer Casey's. They're still like putting in the diesel pumps and everything. And the men's room has one stall. I'm like, you can't be a truck stop and only have one stall. What the fuck is going on? I almost went into the women's room. And we're back. I think I was talking about, I just got off the phone with my buddy Luke. Fuck. I was like, I'm going to remember what I was talking about. And now I am just completely blanked. I wish these people would go a little faster. Shoot. I was in the middle of a roll too, and I got a phone call. Fuck. Let me pause. I'll be right back, and I'll get back to it. I almost went into the women's room. Okay, almost did, and I just acted like I was looking at the beer and the coffees and stuff until the guy came out of the bathroom. Finally, he came out, went in there, and it was needed. And I felt way better afterwards. I'll tell you that right now. Finished that up, and then, yeah, I thought about buying something, but I just got the fuck out of there. I ruined that toilet. It was bad. Got the hell out of there. Got to my job site. What else did I do? Just kind of hung out. I kept farting during the like the movie, or not the movie, but like they have like a little presentation thing you got to do before you can go into this terminal. And I just kept farting during the whole time. I was looking around at all the other people. I think they were smelling it. I think their noses were wiggling. They were stone cold. They just acted like it wasn't happening. I'm like, these guys are some all right guys right here. I was kind of hoping one of them would be like, damn, something like that. And I'd be like, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. But it was me. It was definitely me. I was farting the whole time. And, yeah, everything went well with that. We just went over there and went over to the thing and sucked it out and put the thing in there and then closed it back up, filled it back up, sent it on its way. This is, I don't know what, I don't really understand why they're doing it. They're just doing it because they want to. They're measuring something with a plug or a pig or whatever they call it. But it's got brushes on it. I think it just kind of cleans the pipe out. So it's the pipeline that goes underneath the ground, and some spots it goes above the ground, and it just goes. It's the pipeline full of diesel. And they put this big thing inside of there, and then we fill it back up and shove it in the hole, and it fucking goes with the diesel to wherever the diesel goes. And yeah, seemed like an all right job we did. Then I had to go to Des Moines to get offloaded, and that's where we had all these issues. But on my way to Des Moines, I was like, man, I wonder. There's a buddy I had back in the day that we worked on his square body all the time, and then I had when I had first met him, he was so gracious that he let me park I had a red long bed 4-wheel drive GMT 400. It was like an 88 Chevy truck that I got from my other buddy Tyler's guy that he worked with. I don't know. But this other guy, Bob, he's the one that he had brought the trailer. We loaded up on his trailer, took it to his house, and we worked on it together over there. And then eventually I got a square body, or I got my square body back. No, I don't know what the fuck. My timeline's all fucked up. Anyways, I worked on all my trucks over at this guy's house at some point in time, and he was always so nice, very generous, and but anyways, I hadn't talked to him for a long time, like a really long time, and I have a number for him, but it did not work. Every time I'd call it, it'd go to voicemail, or not voicemail, it'd say, the caller is not here. Sorry. And that's what it'd say. I was like, all right, well, fuck. But I texted another buddy, Jake, and he gave me his number, and I called him immediately after I got the number, and he answered on the first ring. It was a little bit of a shock to my system to have somebody I haven't talked to. I've thought about him a lot, but I haven't talked to him in years. Well, I mean, we've lived in our house for almost 6 years, or over 6 years. Before that, a couple years, and before that, a couple years. It's probably been over a decade since I've talked to this guy. Well over a decade. So I called him up, and on the first ring he answers. I'm like, is this Bob? He's like, this is Bob. Who is this? And I said my name, and he's like, whoa, what are you doing? We were just picked up back where we left off. Me and him were just chatting up. A lot has happened in his life, and a lot has happened in my life since the last time we've ever seen each other. So, I don't know. And it turns out he only lives like 30 minutes away from me. So, I don't know. I'll probably end up trying to go over there and see that dude. So he is a wizard with Chevy engines. Because, I mean, we worked on a lot of Chevys back in the day. So there's so many times that I've had questions that could be simply answered by this guy, but I had no way of getting a hold of him. And I tried thinking back to all the other people in my contact list on my phone, and I'm like, does any of these people know who I'm talking about? I'm like, did you know Bob? And they're like, I don't know who the fuck Bob is. Oh, that was the guy that we saw that one time. I'm like, yes, it is. Do you have his number? They're like, no, I saw him one time. I don't have his number. I'm like, fuck. Who has this guy's number? Because I kept, in my mind, I was mixing my friend groups together, and I'm like, oh, you know Bob? And they're like, no, we have no idea who the fuck Bob is. I'm like, he's the guy, he has the heart thing, and he's the fuck tall, and he has the square body, and they're like, no idea. I'm like, damn it, dude. And it's true for most of the people I know. I know a lot more people than I know names. But I know everybody's vehicle. It's weird. It's kind of weird. Not that weird. It's normal for me. But I'm like, he's the guy that had the square body. It was a single cab, heavy. It was like a 3/4 ton, single cab, square body, mid-80s, had the long flatbed on the back, and he had the newer style 8-lug wheels on it. He had the whip antennas on the back, and it's just I know what vehicles people drive. I know his name, but there's a lot of other people that I knew from back then that I never got their name. I never got their name. I just, I would just talk to them like I knew their name, but in order for me to tell you who I'm talking about, I got to tell you about what they drive. Um, because if your vehicle is your personality, a lot of times, whenever I go, like if I go to a Jiffy Lube and I see like all the company, or not company, but like the people that work there, their cars sitting outside, I try to match up their cars to who they are. So like there would be a 3000 GT sitting in the parking lot, and I look around at all the techs in there, and then one of them, happens to be the guy talking to me. I'm like, "Is that your 3000 GT sitting out there?" And he's like, "No, that's Jim Bob. He's down below you right now, changing your oil." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And it's like I didn't see Jim Bob, but now that I see Jim Bob, you probably shouldn't be driving a 3000 GT. You look more of a Ford Ranger type of guy. This guy should be driving the 3000 GT, and then you find out that he actually sold the 3000 GT to Bob down there. But I'm like, I don't want to talk to Bob about the 3000 GT, even though it's his. I want to talk to you about the 3000 GT that you sold him, because I feel like you did all the work to it. And he's like, yes, I did do all the work to it. And then we sit there, and then I'm best friends with the guy at Jiffy Lube. But these Jiffy Lube guys, most of the people that go to Jiffy Lube aren't car guys. They might be car guys. Some of them might be car guys. They're like, we know how to change oil. That's all we can do. I know how to put stickers on the side, fucking flame stickers, fucking NOS stickers and stuff all over my truck. They can do that. But I don't know. Whenever you see a vehicle that you could just tell, somebody's put work into that. That's one thing I like about the GMT 400. Not all. I guess it is all of them. Most of them, at least. But you see somebody driving around in an unmolested GMT 400, one that doesn't look like it's been fucking rammed off of a cliff, fucking 6 different tires on it, piece of shit looking thing. But if it's like a good stock looking or, tastefully made GMT 400 rolling around, you're like, that guy knows how to work on these. And I feel like I'm that guy, and I do know how to work on them. I don't get too technical about it, but the last podcast I talked about dropping the transmission again, which I do want to do, and I'd like to get I want to torque the things down. It was a rush job when I did it. Got a way station coming up. Anyways, all that was just to talk about Bob. I'm so glad I got back in touch with Bob, and he doesn't live too far away from me. So, and I think I didn't even get to tell him about any of my vehicles or anything. I tried, you got to beat around the bush a little bit and just talk about all kinds of other stuff. How are the kids? How's the family? You're divorced? Oh no, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, don't be sorry. I'm like, oh, okay, I won't be sorry. But we just talked, and I didn't want to get into the truck talk. I was like, are you busy? He's like, I'm at work. I'm like, okay, well, I'll let you go. So, well, I'm waiting for a job to get ready to go or whatever. So we chatted for like 5 minutes. But now I know that I can talk to him. I got his number. I can send him a text. And I don't want to use this guy. I'm actually, he's like a long lost buddy. I haven't had him in a long time. So it'll be exciting for the future of me and Bob. Bob put out a beacon through Kansas City trying to find my square body when it got stolen. And he was another one that could look at it, he remembered, he knew almost everything about my truck that I knew about my truck. And I'm like, I went through the entire fucking thing, but He's like, yeah, it's got this bow tie, uh, made out of diamond plate on the front, and he's got the trim over here is missing, and I don't know. He just knew things about my truck, and I was like, oh my gosh, you pay attention to me. This might be how people get gay. Is this how people get gay? Like if you show a lot of interest in my truck, I'm just like, man, this guy really cares. He really cares about me. Not about me, about my truck. Don't care about me. I don't know. I could talk to people about trucks all fucking day. That's what I'm into. Um, but yeah, we worked on a lot of shit over there. I blew a tire in his front yard once. That's the first time I've ever had a tire explode, I would say. I've had tires go flat, you know, heavily leaking, but they don't explode. But over there, I had one fucking boom! It fucking exploded. I was like, oh shit! It had a bumper, like a steel, shitty welded steel bumper in his grass that he just weed eated around, and I was backing up my square body one day, and I just BAM! Blew my tire. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, oh shit, you blew your tire. I was like, I got a phone call from somebody that was looking for me, and I said, I think you have the wrong number. But they didn't say who they were with. It was weird. Think you got the wrong number. I don't know who the fuck you are. Don't call me. That could have been important. You never know. Let's see. Bob was there when I got knocked out. Yeah. But he was always against fighting because he's got some sort of a heart issue. It's like if he gets hit in the chest just a little bit too hard, he would die. Now, I don't know if that was just him being a pussy or not, but everybody would make a big deal out of that every time somebody got a little loud. They'd be like, hey, you can't fight. Bob's got a heart condition. Like, what? We're just cheering for the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm kind of losing it here. This is, it's been a good time. It's been a real good time. Oh, I got a dishwasher, y'all. Got a dishwasher delivered to the house. I'm going to have fun installing that motherfucker on tomorrow after work. And underneath, I don't know if this is the original dishwasher that came with the house. Judging by the rust, I would say probably. So underneath this dishwasher is going to be exciting. I have never seen underneath this dishwasher. I know that the tile stops. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow after work that I get to go home and work more installing the dishwasher. But my wife really wanted it. She got this new one. I don't know. It's got a fucking drawer on top. Like, it's got a 3-drawer. But the very top drawer is like a shallow drawer. So you can put all your spatulas in there. Because before, you would just put your cups, your bowls, and then lay all your spatulas all over the fucking place inside there. Now, this one's got a special place for your spatulas to go. I don't know. But we were having issues with our dishwasher. It was like leaving a lot more residue on shit and everything. And I'm pretty sure that's because of my water heater that I just got installed. I thought it only went up to 120. I'd hit the up button and it wouldn't do anything. I'd hit the down button and it'd go down. And I'd go back up and it'd stop at 120. Apparently, if you just hold the up button, it'll just automatically go to 140. So my wife figured that out. She read some book about it. I don't know. And now we got that going. So I'm like, hey, the dishwasher might not be broken after all. Might have just not been getting hot enough. But we already ordered one, and it's at the house now, ready for me to install it. I'm just so happy. She's like, yeah, we're gonna get a new. I'm like, hey. She's like, we need a new microwave. And I was like, no, stop it, stop. The microwave is fine. The oven is fine. The fridge is fine. Shut the fuck up, okay? We just got a new water heater. Now we got a new dishwasher. Let's stop with the appliance talk. Stop it, okay? Don't need anything else breaking in this house. Let's get some of this stuff paid off before we start adding more to it, you know? Like, geez, because, yeah, we're doing some sort of payment situation on the water heater and on the dishwasher. And I'm like, damn it. You know, we don't have enough to add more bills to the situation here. But we're going to have clean dishes. I'm like, yeah, you just have to wash them by hand for a while. She did not like that idea. I was like, all right, start buying some paper plates or something. Now, I'd rather spend $2 on a stack of 40 paper plates, and then all you got to wash is like the pots and the pans and stuff. But no, it'll be all right. We'll be all right. My first place by myself, I did not have a dishwasher. I had to wash everything by hand. I would let it collect for about 2 months, and then I would go through and wash it all by hand. Just kidding. I was actually not a dirty person when I lived by myself. I was actually a very clean person. Well, I guess that wasn't my first place by myself. My first place by myself was the cheapest apartment I could find. And luckily, somebody was murdered in it, so they put new carpet down. So I had fresh carpet, and I would put vacuum lines in it, and then just sleep and listen to the ghosts. It was a horrible, horrible apartment. It was actually really fun until it wasn't. It was actually really cool. I was like, there's always shit happening. You just look out your window and you see fucking drug deals going down. Sometimes they'd go good and everybody'd walk away with a smile. And sometimes they'd go bad, and that one guy got drug into the woods and attacked with razor blades. Like, damn, this is crazy. But I thought all the neighbors around me, I was like, dude, that's crazy. They're like, yeah, that ain't nothing. And then one day I came home, and one of my neighbors was a nerd, and he had a sword. He liked to show off his sword all the time. Well, my other neighbor that was the cool kid, he pissed off the nerd with the sword. And the nerd with the sword was trying to kill the cool kid with the sword. I'm like, whoa, I'm getting out of here. And I left. I don't know if he died. I don't know who died, who. I left. I never went back. I was gone. Everybody was kung fu fighting. It's crazy. Everybody was kung fu fighting. The nerd was fast as lightning. Yeah, we went over there. He had like Mortal Kombat on his little video game on the inside. And I would go in there and he'd shut the door and I'd be like, what are you shutting the door for? This was before the sword incident. This was just him being weird in general. He'd shut the door. And I'd be like, hey, can we leave the door open? It's kind of hot in here. Let's leave the door open so I have an escape route. But we would go over there and play Mortal Kombat. Yeah, he had just like he had sushi and all kinds of stuff. He was straight up Japanese. Oh yeah, it was a weird time in my life. I was doing tile when I lived there. Doing tile with my piece of shit uncle. He was actually a cool guy. He's like the coolest guy. Then when he does stuff that isn't cool, you're like, hey, what thought you were a cool guy? He's like, I am still a cool guy. We're just not doing that anymore. Which would be me having my car or me having my job. Because I was doing tile with him, and then he just, I ain't got no tile jobs for you today. There's a temp service down the road you can go apply at. I'm like, motherfucker, I did not move out here and get my own apartment to work at a temp service. I ended up going, basically living with my buddy's dad. And lost the apartment on purpose. I was like, I can't afford it. Adios. Anyways, I think we're about done for the day. I think this is about it. Keep all 18 down. I hope I entertained you for a little bit, made your drive a little bit shorter, gave you something to think about. And if you ever feel like, hey, I don't agree with what he said, or I do agree with what he said, or I think something different than this guy thinks, or I got a crazy story about that one time, hey, write it down in the comment section. There's anywhere you can do it, on YouTube, on Spotify. There's also a link for a Facebook group. If you want to just click on that, you can go there and leave a comment in there. And I'll read it. And other people could just go there and read it if they want. I'll read it too. I might respond. You never know. I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know if I'll have time. I've got a lot going on. But leave it, and I'll try to get back to you. Keep all 18 down. Adios. Bye-bye.